Hello and welcome once again to another lesson. What do scientists do? The role of scientists. First, let us talk about science. Science is the study of the natural world. A scientist asks questions about the natural world. There are so many kinds of scientists and many questions to ask. Scientists also work alone and sometimes in teams. Again, science is the study of the natural world. Why do they study the natural world? In order to explain the world that we are living in. Now, in order to explain the world, there are so many questions that these scientists or scientists ask. There are many kinds of scientists, and they work alone and in teams. Earth scientists. These types of scientists study things like rocks, weather, and the planets. Physical scientists study matter and energy. Life scientists study living things. Again, earth scientists study like rocks, weather, and planets. Physical scientists study matter and energy. And life scientists study living things. Making observations and asking questions. Scientists make observations about the world around them. What is an observation? An observation is information collected by using the five senses. When you use your five senses to collect information, meaning you are observing or you are doing an observation. Scientists ask questions about their observations. Again, why do they ask these questions? Because they want to explain the world that we are living in. So they ask questions in order to solve the problem. Scientists conduct an investigation to answer their questions. An investigation, again, is conducted to answer the questions of the scientists. Now, what are the steps included in this investigation? First, asking questions. Second, making observations, again using your five senses. Reading or talking to experts. When we say experts, these are people who are knowledgeable and who are experienced in a particular field. For example, doctor, for example, engineer, etc. Drawing conclusions and sharing what you learn. Experiments, a fair test. An experiment is a fair test. An experiment can show that one thing causes another thing to happen. We can simply say that an experiment is a test. You know what a test is, right? In each experiment, you can only change one factor or variable. To be fair and accurate, when you conduct your experiment, you need to do it multiple times. Not only once, not only twice, but the more times you do it, the better. To test something else, you must start a new experiment. And also, being creative and working in teams can help scientists conduct experiments. Let's move on to scientific methods. Scientific investigations use scientific methods. When we say methods, this this has steps that you need to follow. Scientific methods may include the following activities or steps, which are make observations, ask a question, form a hypothesis, plan and conduct an experiment, record and analyze results, draw conclusions, and communicate results. What is a hypothesis? A hypothesis is an idea or explanation that can be tested with an investigation. Again, when we say hypothesis, this is an explanation or an idea that can be tested with an investigation. Going back to the scientific methods, the first thing that you have to do is to make your observation using your five senses. After making your observation, ask a question. What do you want to know? What do you want to explain? What do you want to add to answer? And then form a hypothesis, which is an explanation that can be tested with your investigation. Plan and conduct an experiment. An experiment is a test that you do multiple times. And then record and analyze results. When you say record, you are going to write. When you say you analyze, you are going to study the result of your experiment and then draw conclusions. When we say conclusions, this is the interpretation of the result of your experiment. And lastly, communicate your results. Other kinds of investigations. Many science questions cannot be answered by just doing an experiment. Some science questions can be answered by using an investigation guide. Other science questions can be answered by using models or tools. Some science questions can be answered with research. When we say research, this includes reading what others have written and asking experts. Again, I have already explained experts. Experts are people who are knowledgeable and experienced in a certain field. Scientists share their results as evidence. When scientists explain how things work, they must give evidence. What is an evidence? It is the data gathered during an investigation. Evidence might support your hypothesis or might not. What is a conclusion? It is an explanation that is based on evidence. Again, evidence is the data gathered during an investigation in order to explain what is going on. And the explanation that is based on your evidence is what you call conclusion. And that's it for today. I hope that you learned something from this lesson. I will see you again in the next lesson. I hope you have a great day. Bye.